Well, it's Derby Day in the Louisville Metro, but it is soccer night here in New Albany. Midway through the spring season here in the UPSL Kentucky-Tennessee Conference, Southern Indiana FC playing host to pre-college DA as they sit undefeated and look to stay that way. Here this evening on the ISC Sports Network, today's game of Southern Indiana FC is presented by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody, from wherever you may be watching here alongside Brant McCoskey. I'm Kurt Darling. A pleasure to be back with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant, right now, Southern Indiana sitting pretty atop the conference standings. They want to keep it that way going into the second half of the spring season.
Well, Kurt, first of all, it's great to be back in the booth with you. And really, Kurt, this SIFC team is, like you said, they're on a roll. They're on fire right now. They're, as a term for May, they are firing on all cylinders. Really, and it starts with the three-headed monster up front with Nate Brown, Casey McCloskey, and Kellen Clegg. They're creating opportunities, and they're taking full advantage of them. You mentioned Kellen Clegg in particular, coming off of that hat-trick performance just a week ago on the road. He has now had 14 career goals in a Southern Indiana FC uniform, 7 of them coming so far here this season. He has really been something special here out of the
Really beyond expectation from this coaching staff, really, and it's to the point now, Kurt, where Coach Brad Hodder can't afford to take him off the pitch, which is, if you're Kellen Clegg, that's a great position to be in, but at the same time, he knows that each and every week he's going to have to continue to grow and create opportunities for his teammates.
Of course, I mentioned that hat trick coming against Tennessee Tempo just a week ago, the nemesis in the spring for Southern Indiana FC. They were down 2-1 in that match, scored 3 unanswered to come away with the 4-2 victory.
Yeah, again, 4-2 on the road in a heated environment against a big rival for this Teal team. Just the way that they responded, Kurt, they got the goal early. We talked about that before this match, Kurt. They got the goal early, and then really, as the coaching staff said, they were a little nervous that they scored so soon, and then after that, Tennessee Tempo got one back right before halftime, get another one early to start the second half, and then it was all Teal after that. The way they bounced back, the way that they didn't let their heads get down, it was very impressive to see that come back from the Teal.
Certainly shows the resilience of this Teal squad here so far this season. Let's take a look now at the conference standings as they stand at the moment. Right now, you take a look at this table. 5 wins to no losses and no draws for Southern Indiana. They are in full control of the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference, and that's where they need to be here. But still, the goal differential, very, very close right now with Tennessee Tempo nipping at their heels despite that win last week.
Yeah, and again, it's creating those opportunities. It's the decision-making on the pitch for this team, and it's great goalkeeping play from Zane Love as well, which is keeping them up top with the rest of the standings. So just absolutely fantastic play so far this spring season for the Teal. The fact that they're 5-0, they've had a couple of huge wins on the road, and now they're back home tonight against a tough pre-college DA team, which a year ago, Kurt, you and I were in the booth together for that. It was a very exciting match, a 3-3 draw. Husseini had the PK in extra time.
And the backflip to boot.
The back, absolutely. But, again, this is a very athletic squad from pre-college DA, so the Teal could have their hands full here tonight.
Let's take a look at the Teal starting lineups here this evening. Of course, you're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces, but a few new ones as well. Elam Dogby going to be getting the start here this evening, his second of the season. But you also have Jack Kramer, a new addition just this week here for the Teal.
Yeah, Jack Kramer, a huge asset for this team. Talking to Brad Hodder and Nick Hunter yesterday, Kurt, he will be filling in for Haji, who is unfortunately injured. He's a very calm, collected, smart player. He makes great decisions when he's on the ball. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Of course, Zane Love going to be getting yet another start. He has 3 clean slates on the season, but has given up 3 goals in the last 2 matches. Going to be trying to keep a goose egg on the opponent's scoreboard this time around. For a few players players to note here for pre-college DA. You're going to be looking at Nicholas Fuentes Cortez, who has 2 goals so far this season for pre-college. You also have Logan Knight, another striker with 2 goals as well. Davis Cameron going to be one of the captains in the midfield for pre-college DA. And their goalkeeper, Grant Clothier, who is in the transfer period right now. He's committed to play at Christian Brother University for the fall coming up here so far in the fall season. Today's game is brought to you by Soccer Post. Attention soccer fans. Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all your favorite brands, locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65. We're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Visit today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. Brant, as we get to opening kick, your keys to the game, McCoskey's keys to the game.
Yeah, first things first, Kurt. Counter press with pace. As soon as we lose the ball, look to press before they can build back. Second, stay disciplined defensively. Very technical players, and we need to contain and not dive in, which is very, very smart. And number 3 is complicate the game for them. Move the ball quickly through the channels. Really move the ball side to side. It has to go east-west, not just north-south. So that's going to be absolutely critical if the Teal want to prevail tonight.
That's a very beautiful picture of you, though, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sean Walker, our producer.
Of course, Sean Walker, we have to give him credit as well. He makes everything go behind the scenes and making this broadcast look just as pretty as we can make it. Well, pre-college DA applying a little bit of pressure here in the first minute, but still, Southern Indiana, as they like to do, they like to play the possession game and try and get things going early on.
Yeah, a lot of switching back and forth here, just it's that initial period, that feeling out period for both teams, as we like to say, but really they like to play it out of the back. They like to play it through the middle. Just easy possession for the Teal right now.
Luca Perrin, again, the focal point of the back line here, along with Brad Hornback. And, of course, the new addition on that back line as well, Jack Kramer, who gets his foot on the ball here again, replacing Haji Abdikadir for the day, who is still battling some injuries. He was out the previous game as well, and that can't be understated. You know, you have some big shoes to fill when Haji's off the field.
Yeah, Haji's absolutely a fantastic player for this team. Huge player for this team. Great. He always does a great job defensively. He's all over the field. It's not like he just sits in the back. He's up and down, north and south for this Teal team.
And a few things to note as well here as far as positioning is concerned. Daiki Ozawa, of course, wearing number 33 now. He was the number 23 at the beginning of the season. You know, we saw him last spring more in that striker position. He's really developed more into that upper midfielder type of player here for the Teal of late.
Yeah, he's great with possession. He loves to have the ball at his feet. He's a great distributor. He has great vision for the field. He also has great speed, too, so he's more so in that attacking midfield position, which is great to see.
Set piece here for pre-college, lobbed in and bounced around a little bit, and Southern Indiana able to weather that one for the moment as Alan Bezosa gets a great ball ahead here, trying to find down here is Elam Dogby. Dogby getting to the outside of the 18 here, getting a lot of pressure here from the pre-college back line, and collecting things again here is Brown. Into the middle. Here comes Bezosa. Top side here, about 25 yards out. Gets it back here to McLeod. And McLeod will wait here as he gets it back to Hornback once again. Southern Indiana trying to get the offense rolling here, but pre-college is able to negate that one. But on that previous set piece here, Brant, that's one thing that you really can't take for granted here for pre-college. They are very good when it comes to set pieces, especially corner kicks.
Yeah, they're very, very good on set pieces, and really they have a very interesting way that they line up. They kind of cluster players at the top of the 18. They have a dummy run that goes around and tries to pull a defender to open up space, and it's confused quite a few teams so far here this season. They've done a very good job with that.
Here is Kellen Clegg trying to work the ball at the top of the 18. And it just goes out of play, out of the reach of Elam Dogby. It will be a goal kick coming up here for Pre-College. We should also note here, Brant, that for the first time in a few matches, Jake Calderbank getting the start at the midfield position. He has always been a very big anchor for the squad, even going back to the first year.
Yeah, Jake is one of those players that he's really a force to be reckoned with when it comes to him being on the pitch. He is a leader on the field. He's extremely vocal for his teammates and can finish from the PK spot. As I believe all of his goals as a member of the Teal have come from the penalty spot. So if any of those happen today, we know who will be taking it. But, yeah, Jake Calderbank, he's a leader on the field. He's worn the captain's armband and does a phenomenal job for this Teal team.
Here's going to be a free kick from near the corner kick area, so this will be a de facto corner kick coming up here for Pre-College off of the foul on the back line there from McLeod.
Yeah, here we're going to watch for two players on the goal line. One's going to be in front of the keeper. One's going to be behind.
Lobbed up here for Pre-College, sent to the far post and just out of the reach of the attacker. Loose ball in the air and headed forward here by Brown. And Daiki Ozawa able to find the feet of Bezosa.
Good switch.
Dogby into the middle with McLeod. McLeod pushing the ball forward. Excellent pass ahead here to Clegg, who works on the near sideline. Clegg tries to cross it forward, but that's going to be chipped up and out and handled that time there by the goalkeeper, Clothier.
Yeah, right idea there by Kellen, trying to play the ball across. Just got deflected, unfortunately.
That's certainly one thing that you really see that has really gotten better for Southern Indiana is their passing, especially in tight situations like we just saw.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of just playing under pressure, right? Finding those outlets when a defender's coming at them. They usually have two or three open Teal teammates that they can distribute the ball to and not losing their head when they have some pressure.
Stolen away here by SIFC. Clegg tries to find the feet of Calderbank there, and now it's stolen away back again by Pre-College. But just a little bit too much juice on that pass forward. That would have been an excellent ball to try and find the feet there of Logan Knight, the attacking forward there for Pre-College.
And again, just like one of the keys to the match, Kurt, staying disciplined defensively. You do not want to catch yourself being outnumbered in a transitional phase because if you get beat defensively, this Pre-College DEA team is extremely quick. They're very athletic and can finish.
Dogby nearly got it into the feet there of Calderbank, who almost got there forward on the center striker spot, but just out of his reach, and it's cleared out here by Clothier.
Yeah, that was a fantastic ball in by Dogby.
Good ball ahead here for Pre-College, but Luca Perrin using that long stride to just keep that one to go out of play. Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville, Indiana today for your sub above. Well, 8 minutes in, and Southern Indiana has certainly had a few creative opportunities, but still a few costly giveaways like that one right there.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication on the pass there. Unfortunately, gave it away in the middle of the field. Good take back.
Here is Nate Brown. Brown now has Bezosa working it forward. Calderbank,
Hit it.
top of the 18. Fires, saved there by Clothier, and Clegg nearly got it going there on the rebound, but it is taken there, and what a save there by Grant Clothier.
Yeah, that was a fantastic strike here by Calderbank. Just gets it to his right foot and rips it. Great save. And Kellen Clegg tried to get on the end of it and just could not get there.
Calderbank knuckleballed that one right in and on target. First shot on goal here for Southern Indiana today. No result, but still the right idea, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just I can't say enough. You give Jake Calderbank a little bit of space in the middle of the field, and he's got quite the boot on him. Put some power on it.
Calderbank scored 6 goals in the fall, all of them off of PKs. Signed with Southern Indiana FC in the spring of last year, so he has now been with the club for a full calendar year, and he has certainly done nothing but thrive. Elam Dogby playing off the back here this time. He sends it forward. Tries to find Brown, who absolutely does the truck stick to the defender that time. Bezosa comes away with the steal. One-touch ball here with Ozawa in the middle. Dykey gets it back to McLeod, and McLeod will think better of it, getting it back to Perrin.
Yeah, that was a fantastic turn there by Elias McLeod. Turning away, the defender goes flying right past him, keeping possession for the Teal.
Here is Brown, nifty footwork. He had a goal last game against Tempo. Tries to cross it forward, defended up and out. Taken here by Clegg. Bezosa tries to get the one touch just off the 18. McLeod tries to clean it up. Top outside to Dykey. And lobbed up and in here by Kramer. Just a little bit too much juice on that. It goes out of play. Goal kick here for Pre-College.
Yeah, great possession there on the attack for the Teal. Great one-touch passing, great possession, great ball movement. Just great possession all around for the Teal.
Well, 10 minutes now have come and gone, and most of the offense has come here from Southern Indiana. And if you're head coach Brad Hodder, that's exactly how you like it. Now you just got to finish.
Yep, absolutely. It's just making sure that you're taking advantage of those opportunities that you've been given. A couple shots here on goal for the Teal so far. Actually, one shot on goal for the Teal right now, but a couple good opportunities so far, and that's exactly what you want to see for Coach Brad Hodder.
Coach Hodder, hired near the end of the fall season just last year, tasked with really, in essence, rebuilding everything from the ground up here. In fact, we want to mention some of our academy teams that are up in Indianapolis right now, taking part in some tournament play up there. In fact, that's why the crowd may be a little sparse tonight, because the SIFC fan base is spread really, really thin right now as our academy teams are up in Indy doing what they do best.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now it's the Challenge Cup up at Grand Park, so several Southern Indiana FC academy teams are taking part in the Challenge Cup at Grand Park in Westfield. So a great facility. Best of luck to the teams in the Challenge Cup this weekend.
Kramer tries to get the cross in that time, just out of the reach of Brown, who was right in front of the goal. Couldn't quite get that one to cash in. Take a look at that cross, a beautiful strike that time from Kramer. Brown just couldn't quite get any contact on it.
Yeah, great cross from Kramer. Nate Brown was just a step or two off, and he could have easily smashed that in had he been one or two steps ahead, but great cross nonetheless. Great opportunity.
Grant Clothier to put it back in play here for Pre-College. And it's certainly been a while here, Brant, since we've seen Pre-College operate on the SIFC side of the pitch.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job, they being Southern Indiana FC, doing a great job defensively. Here's an opportunity for Pre-College as Zane Love scoops that one up.
An easy play there for Love. Through the legs goes Dogby that time as he finds Dykey in the middle.
That's called through the wickets. Through the wickets. There we go.
Playing a little croquet right here is Elam Dogby, who, by the way, was one of the new additions here for the spring roster for Southern Indiana. Here is Dogby trying to get it this time. He beats him to the ball, tries to get around two defenders, gets some help from Clegg. Shot! Score! And that is Dykey Ozawa. He finally gets into the back of the net. 1-0 to the Teal.
The man that they've wanted to finish forever. Dykey Ozawa gets one for the spring season for Southern Indiana FC. Dogby, a beautiful play across. Dykey Ozawa with the one-touch finish into the corner of the net. And finally, we get to see Dykey Ozawa celebrate.
Dykey had, count them, 8 shots on goal this season and had not found the back of the net. He finally gets one to go. And it puts the Teal up on Pre-College here in the 12th minute.
Dykey Ozawa, the man that has created so many opportunities for this Teal team, finally gets to take advantage of an opportunity himself. Dykey Ozawa with the strike and the finish. 1-0 Teal.
How relieved do you have to feel if you're Dykey Ozawa right now after so many chances that you've had for the first 5 matches, you finally get one in?
Yeah, just weight lifted off the shoulders, really, but just more so, you can see the excitement from his teammates of how excited they are for him to finally get one. So great to see Dykey Ozawa getting on the tally sheet.
And also, it did not come too early. Like, of course, Coach Brad Hodder said the last goal did. against Tempo, where it really put them in a precarious spot, but now you have some time under your belt, and now you get a really good goal at a really good time.
Well, now and you keep the foot on the gas. You want to make sure that Pre-College is playing on their heels. But really, you've got some possession under your belt so far this match. If you're Southern Indiana FC, you've got some time off the clock. You've settled in a little bit more than they had, 60 seconds in last week. So they know where they need to be. They know what they need to do. So really, like you said, didn't score too early.
And now Southern Indiana going to try and keep the foot on the gas, as Brandt so eloquently put. But now 15 minutes approaching here in this first half. Pre-College trying to put some offense together here as they get it right into the penalty area. And that is where Luca Perrin's height really comes in handy in those types of situations.
Well, we've talked time and time again, Kurt, after you put a goal in, you don't want to give a goal away quickly. You don't want to be the reason that you make a mistake. You don't want to be the reason why they get back in the game. So really, right now, staying disciplined defensively is going to be critical for the Teal.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Of course, not a lot of sun at the moment here in the Louisville metro area. It was a sloppy track for the Kentucky Derby earlier today, and luckily we're playing on some nice rubbery turf here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex, so not sloppy conditions here in this particular case.
Hey, rainy days are great days for soccer, Kurt. Come on.
Any day's a great day for soccer.
Any day's a great day for soccer. That's right.
Free kick here in a tough spot for Southern Indiana as Logan Knight stands over the ball here for Pre-College. He'll unload it right into traffic and just skirts to the outside off the deflection and some traffic. So it was touched out by Southern Indiana, says the official, so now it will be a corner kick, the second here for Pre-College here in this first half. Greg, the PA man, doing some excellent DJing here in the middle. Sent up. Headed up in the air off of Perrin. McLeod back to Perrin again. And it will just stay in play off the foot of Bezosa. There's a tough ball, and that goes right off the crown of the head of Perrin. A hard strike that time there from Pre-College.
Yeah, great job defensively here from the Teal, though. Bezosa just could not get it cleared. Pre-College gets a great shot, and Perrin just using that physical stature to head that ball away.
That was Zion Ash who put that hard one there. And now, again, back to the corner we go. Kept low that time and deflected back out. Pre-College have not scored a goal since their loss to FC Leopards. That was a 3-1 loss back on April 19th. So Pre-College, if anybody is trying to get into the back of the net, they're certainly trying to do it now, as Knight couldn't quite get the one touch on target, and it goes over the back. Zane Love to get it back here as we continue to roll on. Southern Indiana getting the lead from Daiki Ozawa back in the 12th minute of this ball game, and that's where we've sat here since then. Bezosa works it back into the middle here with Perrin. Here is Kramer. And a bad touch that time from Kramer. It goes off the shoulder there of Alpha Ba of Pre-College. Stays forward here with SIFC. Heel touch doesn't work that time for Calderbank, but Perrin is there to bail him out. Kramer Gets it forward that time, and another tough touch right there for Jack Kramer. And Brant, for a new player getting out in his second game, you know, even though you still are very excited to be a part of a side, there's still a little bit of a growth period and just kind of getting used to some of the systems there like maybe Kramer might be doing right now.
Yeah, and it's also just really finding out where you fit in, right? Where you need to be, where you're supposed to be, building that chemistry with your new teammates, making sure that you're all on the same page. Clearly, he is more than welcome on this team. The coaching staff loves him. Everybody on the field loves him. So he's definitely in the right spot. It's just really trying to make sure he's taking advantage of those opportunities that are given to him while he's out there.
Speaking of opportunities, here's one for Southern Indiana as Clegg nearly got teed up there for a bicycle kick by Brown. Couldn't quite get that one there, but here is Dykey again in some traffic. And pre-college able to weather that one there for the moment.
Well, Kurt, what was really cool is we had a chance to talk to Coach Brad Hodder and Nick Hunter yesterday before the match, and I asked Coach, you know, what is the relationship between Kellen and Casey? You know, what has that been like for the rest of the team? And he said, you know, the aspect of knowing Casey and Kellen can create opportunities and finish. You know, Nate Brown can finish. He said, you know, last fall you didn't know where the goals were going to come from for this Teal team. Now we have a three-headed monster up top for us, and it's been really, really fun to watch. You know, he said that they've had their best week of training this past week. The banter, the joking around, everything like that. But there's a serious aspect to it too. They're all about business as well. So it's just been great all around for this Teal team recently.
Casey McCloskey not in the lineup this evening here for the Teal, with Elam Dogby getting the start in his place. But on that same conversation, Brad Hodder said that Kellen oftentimes, and rightfully so, would, you know, talk up a lot of his scoring opportunities last year, like we might get one here from Calderbank. Shot inside! Jake Calderbank with a little bit of a help as well. And I believe that is Jake Calderbank's first goal from the field for Southern Indiana. 2-0 here for the Teal.
Jake Calderbank does a fantastic job, takes the ball on his right foot, as we see the replay here, has great possession, gets it to his right, through the wickets of the defender, beats the keeper who is completely outstretched into the left-hand corner. Great finish from Jake Calderbank. 2-0 Teal, and like you said, Jake Calderbank's first goal from the field. He had 6 PKs before that. Excellent finish from Jake Calderbank.
That his 7th career goal in a Teal uniform. And now Southern Indiana have a little bit of cushion as they continue through the rest of this match.
And again, it's creating the opportunities. It's giving your teammates the opportunities. Jake Calderbank finally taking advantage of one on the field. Daiki Ozawa getting that one earlier, then Jake Calderbank getting one tonight. It's great to see for these guys.
You know, sometimes, Brant, these soccer matches have overarching themes. I'm sensing that the theme for this particular match is relief.
Yeah.
Because Daiki Ozawa finally getting one in the net. Jake Calderbank finally getting one in the net from the field.
Yep.
You get that. You get a lot of new faces now. And clearly, like you were just talking about, Coach Hodder knows where the goals are coming from, but in this particular case, you really don't.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's the other teammates creating opportunities for the guys who haven't really taken advantage of those earlier. So really great to see Daiki and Jake getting on the score sheet for the Teal here tonight.
Jake Calderbank previously played some soccer at KO Elites FC in Connecticut, came up as a young player in Germany as well before coming back to the States and now establishing himself as one of the key focal points here for SIFC. Approaching 25 minutes here in the first half, and the scoring so far has been plentiful for Southern Indiana, who, mind you, even though they are at the top of the table, they still need to pad that goal differential, which could be just very, very key as the back half of the season plays out.
Yeah, it's not just the wins, it's the goal differential as well that are key, especially with great competition. Yes, they're sitting at the top of the table, but they have great competition directly behind them in the standings, Kurt. So every little aspect that they can take advantage of, they need to.
Tennessee Tempo, their opponent last week, sitting just off of them in second place, but also Lexington SC with the exact same record as Tempo, right there battling for second and third at the top of the Kentucky-Tennessee table.
You know, as we spoke with Nick Hunter and Brad Hodder yesterday, he did say, you know, yes, we've beaten second, third, and fourth place right now, but it's still a long season. We cannot get lax in any aspect of our game if we want to continue for that big playoff push.
Jackson, Tennessee Boom, their next match in just a week on the road before coming back here against Bowling Green on May 17th. Here's another shot inside. Nate Brown makes it 3-0.
Beautiful ball in. Nate Brown finishing with the right into the corner. Kept the keeper guessing. Great celebration, cleaning off the cleat from Alan Bezosa. And it's 3-0 Teal. Beautiful ball in. Great cross across the box. Oh, he finished with his left. I apologize. That was his left foot. Great finish from Nate Brown.
Finishing with the off foot. That is Nate Brown's 5th goal of the season. He had 2 of them against Paul DePay FC back on April 6th, and then has scored in each match since then, and now makes it 3-0 here as we go past 25 minutes.
Yeah, beautiful ball across. Nobody home in the box, and Nate Brown just smashes it home.
Well, now if you're pre-college, things going from bad to worse here as you just try to muddle through what's left of this match, which is certainly a lot to go here as we get through these first 25 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. For pre-college DA, it's trying to stay disciplined defensively in their own right, but it's also trying to create opportunities up top, because really not much has happened except for a couple set pieces for pre-college DA here so far in the first half.
We have a pre-college player down here in the middle of the pitch, and so players attending to him at the moment. Well, while we have a moment, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Perfect homes, businesses, and playgrounds as well. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, beauty and durability in one.
Well, and so far here, Kurt, it really, you look on the pitch, some hands on hips, but other than that, it's been a very straightforward game for the Teal here tonight. Great possession, creating opportunities for their teammates, taking advantage of the opportunities that they've been given. Really, and great keeper play so far from Zane Love as well.
And it's certainly good to see the consistency in particular as well for Southern Indiana. This is a squad that scored 49 goals in the fall season. That's, of course, not including U.S. Open Cup goals, which would actually bring that total to 60 in the whole fall season. So the offense was certainly there even when we were talking about you didn't know where the goals were coming from, but now they keep going and getting just that much better here as this club keeps growing.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that this team can attack. It's really, where are those opportunities coming from? Where are they able to build from the back? Are they strong in the midfield? What's their fitness like, right? And they've proven time and time again this season that, yes, they're extremely fit. Yes, they're disciplined defensively. Yes, they can attack when and wherever they need to, and they've proven it here again tonight.
By the way, it was a plus 39 goal differential that Southern Indiana FC finished the fall season with, which is absolutely enormous, and you can certainly get that again with performances like we see playing out here this evening. A 7-0 win against Paul DePay FC back on the 6th, then of course 2-0 against Lexington SC, 4-0 against Tennessee United. That really helps the goal differential in particular.
Yeah, we know they can score, and they can score at will.
Free kick coming now here for pre-college as we look to continue on here after the injury break. Misty conditions here among the foothills of Southern Indiana. Zion Ash working that center back position here for pre-college as they move the ball forward. And Luca Perrin makes easy work of that one. Alan Bezosa. Again, another focal point who has had a big change of position here. You saw him a lot in the striker spot last season. He's taken on, again, that midfielder role a lot like Dykey so far this year.
Well, again, he's one of those players that can get up and down the field and get there quickly. He can close down defensively, shutting players down as soon as they touch the ball. He's there. So really having him in that midfield spot, quasi-striker spot as well, he can really be all over the field for the Teal.
Good ball forward here by Pre-College, but it just goes nowhere that time as the attacking forwards can't quite get that one to materialize.
Well, and if you're Pre-College DA, Kurt, that was really a great play that they need to see happen. They need to get that ball forward. They need to let their players run onto that ball, get to the ball. Yes, the Teal did a great job defensively, but really allowing their players to get there and create an opportunity, that's what we need to see.
Pre-College DA, of course, they are based out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it's certainly cool to see the type of program that they actually run. They actually give opportunities for players who are either in the middle of a transfer period from one college to the next, or maybe even high schoolers who couldn't quite get the exposure that they needed to get that exposure for some colleges going forward. In particular, there are a couple players to note. Davis Cameron, who's one of their midfielders, well, he has one goal this season. He's from Montana State Billings, which actually shut down its soccer program just after last season. So Pre-College really giving him an opportunity to at least get some playing time here in the interim before he figures out where he's going afterwards.
Yeah, and Kurt, you and I were on the same game last year, and we talked to the coaching staff back then as well. And just a fantastic program giving these players opportunities.
As Clegg had an opportunity right there.
And just what they do just as an organization is very, very cool, giving these players extra exposure when they need it.
Here's a touch inside, and Dogby couldn't quite get that one to fall in as Grant Clothier is able to complete that one. Good touch in here, and what about that behind-the-heel touch that time by Brown to get it to Bezosa?
Yeah, some nice little shifty footwork.
Pre-College, their head coach this season, Stephen Waters. He is also a scout full-time for Lexington SC's USL Championship Club as his full-time job. So not only is he coaching here for Pre-College, he's also being able to get to look at a few possible future players maybe for Lexington SC.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're the players for Pre-College DA, you're like, oh, this could be an opportunity. How cool is that?
Of course, Lexington SC, their academy team playing in the UPSL Kentucky-Tennessee Conference, as is very familiar for Southern Indiana, as Zane Love tested right there as he came out of his box to come track down that ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball in for Pre-College DA, and Zane Love does a great job coming out, not flinching at all to scoop that ball up. Zane Love, again, not unheard of to see him come off his line, and pretty far off his line, Kurt. We've seen him do that a couple times.
He's an aggressive goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he certainly plays aggressive.
Absolutely.
He's only given up 3 goals so far this season, all of them in the last 2 matches. Granted, the last 2 matches came against 2 of the top 4 teams in the conference, so you certainly expect some competitiveness in that regard. Of course, a name we haven't been able to say much tonight is Kellen Clegg. He's had his foot on the ball a couple times this evening, but it has been others doing the scoring as he has the rest of the season.
Yeah, Kellen Clegg, he's a great presence on the field. Again, I've preached it all night long. He creates opportunities for his teammates. Even when he's not a part of the play, he's a part of the play, creating distractions and helping move the ball up the pitch.
Here's a steal now here by Elam Dogby. And it's stolen back here by Pre-College. And right back again by Bezosa, who gets tripped up. And a free kick here for Southern Indiana. And the official going to break things up here. As you see here, you can hear Coach Brad Hodder getting some clarification from the line judge. Perrin outside here to Hornback. Running some time here is Southern Indiana as we work inside the 34th minute. And a handball as that's stopped that time by the back line of Pre-College.
Yep, Dogby tried to take the ball to his feet. Unfortunately, the ball took a weird bounce off the turf and hit his hand.
Pre-College being pressured a little bit on the back as they get the long ball forward. Tracked down on the far side here by the attacking front. Crossed forward trying to find Knight, and it goes out of bounds.
Again, a great ball there for Pre-College DA where they, take the ball straight down the side.
Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. Ten minutes remaining here in the opening half. As you can tell by the score, it has been all Southern Indiana if you're just joining us. Goals by Jake Calderbank, Nathan Brown, and Daiki Ozawa. In no particular order, mind you, but either way, that is how it has gotten to this point.
Yeah, just great job possession-wise for the Teal, opportunity-wise, taking advantage of the opportunities, Kurt, and finishing.
Ball put forward. Perrin using his height that time to get that back forward, and a free kick for Southern Indiana again.
And really another key was for what we're seeing right now is just really this defense from the Teal not allowing Pre-College DA to really do anything on their half of the field.
And it's interesting you make that point here, Brant, is because in their previous match against Tennessee Tempo, for a good portion of that match in the middle, it was Southern Indiana who really could not do much because of the pressure that they were being applied to by Tempo.
Yeah, and really they're taking it out on Pre-College DA right now because of the way they felt last week. They really could not get much going in the middle of the field. Their attack was really shut down last week for a very big chunk of time. As we see a rough foul there.
And Logan Knight tripped up there by McLeod, and McLeod owning up to that one. The official, though, keeping the card in his pocket for the moment.
And again, this is a dangerous spot from Pre-College DA. We know that they can strike from here. So if you're the Teal, you have to be real careful.
Logan Knight choosing his placement.
Referee marking off the 10 yards.
It's going to be a rather large wall here put up by Southern Indiana just off the 18. Knight has 2 goals this season. He played D2 soccer at Montana State Billings as well as he arches that one in and just off of the fists of Zane Love. And Love is off his line, and luckily for him, that follow-up rebound did not get the right angle. And it's going to be a free kick here for Southern Indiana.
Well, and really, Zane Love was caught off guard here because as you see the replay, that ball deflects off the wall. Zane Love gets caught off guard a little bit here, and as that ball comes back in, the header just takes a weird angle and just they could not take advantage of it.
That was nearly touched up and in there by the attacker for Pre-College. And we play on here as Southern Indiana dodges a bullet.
Good ball.
Put forward here to Calderbank. Calderbank feeling a little bit of pressure here and is knocked to the ground by Zion Ash. The line judge says play on. Here is Dogby. Gets it behind Clegg that time and just misses. An easy play there for Clothier.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kellen Clegg was just outside the box but was turned the opposite way and could not get possession of that ball right outside the box.
Ash will put this one forward here for Pre-College, trying to track down Knight that time, and no dice. Quick throw in here for Pre-College as we tick closer to 40 minutes gone here in this opening half. On the near sideline,
That was a great ball there for pre-college.
Here's an opportunity. Put back inside on the follow-up shot. And a goal for pre-college DA.
And that's exactly what pre-college needed to see. They needed to see the ball go into the back of the net, get a little bit more energy on the field, but great build-up from the back. Great long ball played down the side. Beautiful cross into the middle, and a great finish for pre-college DA. It is now 3-1 Teal.
And just a tough spot there as Southern Indiana caught on their heels that time, and the one touch off the left foot that time makes it 3-1. And we talked about it, Brant. Anything can happen.
Yep, absolutely. Anything can happen. But again, something that pre-college has been waiting for all night is a proper build-up. Great ball down the sideline, which I said earlier they needed to take advantage of. Great long ball down the sideline. Great cross in, and a beautiful finish. Zane Love, there were a couple bodies in front. Zane Love couldn't exactly see where that ball was going and just couldn't get down in time to stop the ball.
And pre-college flexing their muscle here as they hold on to the possession after that goal. And they keep trying to push the ball forward. This portion of the match brought to you by Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision for over 50 years. Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. They handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. Pre-college getting some organization yet again here in front of the SIFC goal as Ozawa comes away with the loose ball, and he'll send it back here to Love to reset everything.
Yeah, and as you can see, Kurt, really right now, the Teal may be up 3-1, but they're kind of on their heels right now, trying to get some possession from the back and build this thing back up. Great ball to the middle.
Here is Bezosa with some space. Now he needs some help as he pushes that one forward, tries to get it to just to the outside to Clegg. But Clothier is able to track that down just before he gets there.
Yeah, right idea. A little bit too much power on the pass. Kellen Clegg couldn't get there in time. Right idea, though.
Well, after starting the season with 3 straight clean slates, Southern Indiana have now given up a goal in each of their last 3 matches, including this one. Working in the middle. And nothing quite working that time as Southern Indiana forces that one out of bounds, and it will be a Teal throw-in.
Yeah, as you can see right now, the Teal just kind of taking their time a little bit, trying to get reset.
Well, taking the match to the apex and keeping the energy high, Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at Apex Music Lou. That is apexmusiclou.com. Southern Indiana trying to put together an attack here. You see Brad Hornback working way far up that time off of his defensive position.
Yeah, Brad Hornback comes screaming up the field. A beautiful overlapping run
Bezosa
from Hornback.
has Clegg. Now back to Kramer up top. Ozawa tries to lob that one in. Nobody home to track that one down as it will be lobbed out of bounds, and a corner kick here for Southern Indiana. And they're going to say that was off of Southern Indiana last, so it will be a goal kick for pre-college.
Yeah, it looked like it was off. We were in the offside position there, Kurt.
And so we're not in a position to see if the flag was up or not. Either way, it is a free kick from inside the penalty area for pre-college. Coming up on the final 90 seconds of regulation here in the opening half, not including stoppage time. Batted around a little bit here as pre-college playing with a little bit more confidence after getting up on that goal that time, the conceded goal in about the 38th minute by Pre-College.
Yeah, you can see Pre-College DA playing with a little bit more confidence on the ball since they've scored that goal. So the Teal really need to be aware every time they touch the ball that every possession counts.
Perrin holding the line on the back. Back out here to Kramer. Kramer trying to get it into the feet of Clegg that time, who screams down the near sideline but can't find that one.
That good effort there from Kellen Clegg to try to track that ball down. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough gas to get there.
Final minute before stoppage time here in the first half. Throw-in coming here for Southern Indiana as the final seconds of the first 45 tick down.
Yeah, we're starting to see more of that speed, that athleticism from Pre-College DA when it comes to closing down defensively. Seems as soon as Southern Indiana touches the ball, there are 2 or 3 guys on them.
A few adjustments made here by Pre-College as we now are in stoppage time. And you have to give Pre-College some credit. They've made those adjustments on the fly, and they have certainly been impactful.
Yep, absolutely. After going down 3-0, they've really shifted things around. And obviously they got the tally on the board, but really we've seen the confidence. We've seen the possession now, really starting to win the ball more in the midfield.
It has certainly been more of a possession for Pre-College here over the last 10 minutes. Zion Ash moving forward here for Pre-College. That's Alpha Ba with it on the near sideline. Logan Knight tackled on there by Kramer. Kept in play here, though, by Knight as he finally gets his pocket picked by Elam Dogby of SIFC. 1 minute of stoppage time has come and gone. Dogby ahead to Dykey. Dykey gets it poked away here by the middle. Pre-College with an opportunity. Ba tries to push it forward, and Perrin will let that one roll out of bounds.
Yeah, smart play there by Luca Perrin to just let that ball roll out of bounds.
We'll get ready to see food differently. Outcast Food and Oyster Bar is bringing fresh coastal flavors to Southern Indiana, from oysters on the half shell to cocktails that taste like vacation. Come find out why Outcast is anything but ordinary. Visit ocfishandoyster.com to book your table today. Approaching 2 minutes of stoppage time. Pre-College trying to take advantage of every second added on to this half. Perrin brings it back to the middle.
Yeah, and at this point, it's really just maintaining possession if you're the Teal, not making a mistake at the back, because you don't want to see another one slip in.
And you can hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit now here as we get closer to halftime. The weather has certainly been less than desirable today here in the Louisville Metro.
I beg to differ, Kurt.
Only you beg to differ. Bezosa in the middle.
Great soccer weather.
Hornbeck ahead to Brown. Brown off the one touch there from McLeod. And McLeod tries to wrestle with it, and it goes out of bounds. And that was actually Calderbank wrestling with it a little bit as it gets sent back into the middle. And there is the whistle for halftime. Well, 3-1 here for Southern Indiana. 3 goals up, and then 1 conceded to Pre-College gets us to 3-1 as we go to the halftime period. You're watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.
And that's the half. My name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And, Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to him. Rolls through the lane and he ducks him. Oh my goodness.
Well, Southern Indiana FC has had a decent first half here in this one at the Green Valley Soccer Complex, 3-1 on top of Pre-College DA here at the halftime period, halfway through the regular season here in the spring on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCoskey, Kurt Darling here with you as the youngsters get a chance to dribble the ball around here on the pitch at halftime. Of course, we'll dribble things around here back in the studio. Brant, certainly a solid half here and a solid start for Southern Indiana, of course, conceding that goal late in the half, but still excellent performances by, of course, Dykey, Jake, as well as Nathan Brown.
Yeah, like you mentioned, jumped off to a great start for Southern Indiana FC possession-wise, creating opportunities up the field. Obviously Daiki Ozawa getting his first of the season, always great to see. Jake Collarbank getting his first from the field, and of course Nate Brown, who's been extremely consistent in that striker position, getting one closer to halftime. But really the big story was conceding that goal towards halftime, Kurt.
And it was certainly a tough situation for that particular goal, and of course it was a turnover deep in your own half. Zane Love caught off guard, out of position. There was just a very unfortunate turn of events right there for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, unfortunately, lost possession in a very bad spot. Like you said, Zane Love was in a good spot himself. Unfortunately, had a couple players, defenders in front of him. Couldn't exactly see where that ball was going. Just got low too late, and there we go. It's 3-1.
And certainly is. But, nevertheless, Southern Indiana has a lot to be proud of here, of course, with this season. Now they are 5-0 at the top of the table, certainly at a good spot. Academy teams playing up at the Challenge Cup this morning and, of course, throughout the day today in Indianapolis. Southern Indiana FC representing all over the state of Indiana here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, right now we don't have any scores to update from the Challenge Cup, but like I said before, we wish all the teams from Southern Indiana FC, the Academy teams up at the Challenge Cup at Grand Park, we wish them well. Best of luck to them in all competition. But yeah, several of these players that are playing for Southern Indiana FC tonight on this field that we are broadcasting for tonight, Kurt, they are coaches
for the academy teams, Kellen Clegg being one of them, and he absolutely loves it. I asked I asked Nick Hunter yesterday, I go, how many teams is he coaching? And he goes, 2. And I go, are you kidding me? He's coaching 2 teams. So it's great to see the participation that the players have with the academy as well.
Of course, it's all a part of the stewardship of the game that they have for the particular area as well. That's something that's been very, very well talked about, as well as pretty much a name of the game. If you sign here with Southern Indiana FC, you're going to be expected to be out there and help promote the club, and that's certainly something that they do really, really well with getting out in the community here for New Albany in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's bought in. Every single person that walks through that door for Southern Indiana FC, everybody's bought in, and that's exactly what that culture is all about, is being out in the community, being with the fans, growing the fans for Southern Indiana FC, but really just being part of the community.
We're also at the point of the season, even though we're halfway through, that we talk about playoffs.
Yep.
In particular, Southern Indiana is at a very good spot sitting at the top of the table. But for just to make everybody familiar with how it goes this year, last year only the top 4 got into the playoffs because of the number of teams that were in the particular conference. This year, because the conference has a lot more teams, now the top 6 get into the postseason here for the spring season. Of course, you have the last 2 seeds having to play each other, but then the top 4 get a bye, and then after that, it's game on from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So biggest thing is, we talked about this as well, is yes, they are sitting pretty at the top of the table. They've got the points, they got the goal differential, but there's still work to be done. They cannot get lax in any aspect of their game, and they know how serious this is. You know, like you said, we're at the halfway point, but everything points to that top spot and getting that first bye.
Luckily for Southern Indiana, even though you don't want to take anything for granted, each of the last 5 teams that they have on the calendar are in the bottom half of the conference. And in particular, Bowling Green FC, they were a really good team in the fall. They've really had a challenging spring season so far.
Yeah, surprising to see Bowling Green towards that mid to bottom tier of the table, which we are normally seeing them in that top 3 spot. So weird to see Bowling Green, but again, yes, they mean that these teams that they're facing later this season may be in the bottom tier, but at the same time, doesn't mean you can take the foot off the gas against these teams or look ahead to other matches.
Absolutely. We will be looking ahead to those as broadcasters.
Absolutely.
The team in particular, though, has pre-college DA to contend with here for another 45 minutes. He's Brant McCoskey. I'm Kurt Darling. We'll take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at some highlights from that first half. You're watching Southern Indiana FC Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. goodness.
Goals were the name of the game in the early going here in this one as we take a look at some of these highlights. Elam Dogby into the starting lineup, feeding Daiki Ozawa, getting his first goal here of the season.
Yeah, great job by Dogby to cut the ball back, feed Daiki across the middle, and then Daiki with a beautiful one-touch off the right foot.
Speaking of beautiful and the right foot as well, Jake Calderbank with the solo shot that time from just out the 18.
Yeah, great possession there by Calderbank. Gets it to his right foot, keeps it low, hits it with some power, and the keeper had no chance.
And then Dogby had the power to get it to the left foot of Nathan Brown, who gets his 5th goal of the season.
Yeah, Nathan Brown, Mr. Consistent, just like Kellen Clegg and Casey McCloskey up top. Just does a fantastic job.
But still, Southern Indiana had to at least get a little bit of competition on the other side, and getting the conceded goal that time there for pre-college DA is what makes it 3-1 here at this point.
Yeah, again, like we talked about in that first halftime segment, Curtis, that was a great finish from pre-college DA. Unfortunately, Zane couldn't get low enough to stop it. Another clean sheet gone, but 3-1 nonetheless for the Teal as we head into the second half.
Well, attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all your favorite brands. Locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65, we're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Be sure to visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. We will take one final timeout. When we come back, we will bring you the second half of this one. Southern Indiana and pre-college DA, the Teal, on top 3-1 here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Rolls through the lane, and he knocks him. Oh my goodness.
Welcome back to the Green Valley Soccer Complex here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCoskey, Kurt Darling here with you, of course, looking ahead to our next broadcast coming up here on the ISC Sports Network, which will be in just a couple of weeks in the middle of the month of May. You, of course, will get to see Southern Indiana taking on Bowling Green FC. That game kicking off at 8 p.m. here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. But if you can't be there, of course, you can catch us right here on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCoskey and myself will be on the call of that one.
Yeah, Bowling Green, you hate to say it, Kurt, you don't want it to be a trap game if you're Southern Indiana FC, because we know what those two teams are like. when they get together. Bowling Green, again, one of those rivals for Southern Indiana FC. They may be having a down season right now, but we're only halfway through the season, so you don't want to fall into that trap of looking past the Bowling Green Lions.
Of course, we can't look past pre-college DA going through this second half here, Brant. What do you want to see from Southern Indiana as we go into the second half?
Again, biggest thing for Southern Indiana FC right now is staying disciplined defensively, making sure that you're maintaining possession, moving that ball east, west, north, south, all over the pitch to complicate the match for them. Really, we saw pre-college DEA start to collect themselves later in that first half, and it really showed when they took advantage of that goal possession-wise. And, yeah, you don't want to be on your heels if you're Southern Indiana FC.
45 minutes left to play here in this contest, and you can catch it all right here on ISC Sports Network. It is still a little bit of a chilly night, but according to Brant McCoskey, a beautiful night for soccer here in Southern Indiana. Of course, as we roll now into the second half, and Brant, to kind of pick up the conversation on complicating the match in particular, that's one thing that was really hammered home by Coach Brad Hodder when we talked with him earlier this week, and so much though that Southern Indiana, they play really, really well going north-south. It's the east-west conversation that he was really wanting to get through his players.
Yeah, he wants the ball to be played onto those wide channels. He wants his midfielders and his defensive players to really be working up and down those channels, creating opportunities on the sides, making the pre-college DEA defenders really work to earn possession back.
And already pre-college getting a foot on the ball there as they had a little bit of an attack going, but Southern Indiana able to at least negate that one for the time being. And the clock has not started at the stadium right now, even though the clock is going on our graphics. Someone might want to tell Coach Brad Hodder or somebody there as the clock continues to stay stationary at 45 minutes. But, of course, the referee on the pitch does have a watch going himself, so he keeps track of the time.
Yep, absolutely. The referee's always got the time.
So we'll get a correction on the time here regarding where we actually may stand at the moment here, as they've now started the clock here and they now added a little bit of time, so they're picking things up. But still 46 minutes and counting as the ball goes just a little wide there off the foot of Bezosa trying to track down Brown.
Yeah, Bezosa does a great job. He's in space, tries to feed Brown. Brown just could not get on the end of it. A little too much power on the pass from Bezosa. And if you're Southern Indiana FC right now, you want to keep the ball on this half as much as you possibly can.
Just like we saw at the beginning of the previous half.
Yep, you want to start exactly the way you started the first half, Kurt.
If there's one thing that Southern Indiana has been good at all season long is having fast starts. They scored their first goal against Tennessee Tempo in the first minute in their previous match. Of course, that came as both a blessing and a curse, according to Coach Brad Hodder. And right now, Southern Indiana having a hard time getting going again here to start this second half. Pre-college working in the defensive half at the moment.
Great possession defensively there for pre-college DA.
And a good ball ahead this time here as pre-college can't complete the attack this time. Perrin able to move forward. And a shot off the side of the net that time. It was off target. And Brad Hornback looking for some kind of free kick there or foul in the penalty area, but he did not get it.
Yeah, Hornback was looking for a foul there. He got thrown down there from the pre-college DA attack, and nothing doing there for Mr. Hornback.
Perrin keeps it on the ground here and in the back half as Kramer, who had a solid half of play here in his first home game wearing a teal kit. Hornback, soft touch this time ahead and back to Perrin again.
Yeah, Kramer did a great job. Very cool, calm, collected on the ball for the teal in that first half. It was great to see.
Hornback Playing forward this time. As Parents slowly inching the ball forward. You see Brown playing far back off his position. And it's stolen away here by Pre-College. Here's an attack here from DA. At the top, some organization. Stolen away here by Kramer. Ball goes wide that time, and the ball goes into the hands here of Southern Indiana.
Yeah, scary moment there a second ago. Ball got lost in the box, and Brad Hornback had to scramble to clear that one out.
McLeod puts it forward here to Clegg, who works on the far sideline. Clegg has had a tough time getting some space to try and open some offensive opportunities, but he slowly pushes the ball forward. And Pre-College comes away with it. Dogby back into the middle. Dogby pushes it forward. Bezosa tries to turn. Back to Dogby again. Top of the 18. Tripped up. No whistle. Calderbank comes away with it. And Dykey will push it back over here now to Kramer. Bezosa. Deep in the far corner. With his left foot, tries to cross that one in. Nobody home. Pre-College frantic to try and get it back into the middle. And McLeod will pick it up right on the logo.
And this is what you want to see if you're Southern Indiana FC. Yes, the Pre-College DA has been a little suffocating. Their defense has been a little suffocating, but right now the possession from Southern Indiana FC has been very, very strong as they turn it over when I say that.
Turnovers have been a little bit of a thorn in the side now here for Southern Indiana over the last 40 minutes of this contest, going back to the first half. As Zane Love just unloads that one back into the middle.
Yeah, it was a great job there by Luca Perrin to win the ball back, get it back to Zane Love for him to clear out.
Possession, though, has clearly favored Pre-College here in the middle part of this contest. Love way off his line. And Bezosa creating some space here for Clegg, who's back on the near sideline. Brown into the middle with Dykey.
And that was a great job there by Nathan Brown to fill in there as Kellen Clegg was kind of stumbling on the ball a little bit. Nathan Brown cleaned up.
Bezosa has some space. Long ball out to Elam. Elam Dogby fighting for the ball now, gets it back to Calderbank. Hornback. Now Kramer. Kramer gets tripped up, stolen away here by Pre-College.
Yeah, the Teal have to get back here.
And good defense there by Bezosa to break up that attack.
Yeah, Pre-College DA was in a good spot to break free on a transitional opportunity, and great job by Bezosa to come back and win the possession.
Clock synced up now here, 53 minutes, 44 seconds and counting. And Southern Indiana at this point being very choosy with the types of opportunities they want to try and take advantage of.
Yeah, playing with a little caution. Right now they don't want to give up anything at the back. They don't want to cause any mistakes at the back, so being a little cautious now.
And that ball a little bit too far out from the foot of Elam Dogby. Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville today for your sub above. And Clothier waiting for the whistle, or rather the go-ahead from the official, as we may have an injured player down on the pitch at the moment. And there you hear the sub here. Casey McCloskey is going to check into the ball game here for the first time. And that's actually might be a breath of fresh air for this offensive end, because now you have that dynamic duo with both Kellen and Casey now up top.
Yeah, not only a dynamic duo, it's the triple-headed monster, right? It's Kellen Clegg, you've got Casey McCloskey, and you've got Nathan Brown up there. Yeah, for those three up top, creating opportunities, and we know that they all three can finish.
And that means Elam Dogby is going to be coming out of the ball game here for Southern Indiana as we now take into the 56th minute.
Yeah, Dogby has the assist for the Daiki Ozawa goal. He did a great job tonight. Fantastic match for Dogby.
Kramer playing up high now here as Pre-College gets their feet back on the ball. Southern Indiana with limited numbers. Pre-College urgent as they try and come on the attack. There's a shot inside, or rather a cross inside, I should say, and Zane Love is able to corral that one.
Yeah, Luca Perrin getting on the end of that one to deflect it straight up into the air. And then Zane Love using his height and that wingspan to collect.
So a fortunate turn of events there for Southern Indiana, but Pre-College again getting the turnover here in the midfield.
Yeah, possession in the midfield tonight for the Teal has been a little shaky here in the middle of this match.
And that's usually their bread and butter.
Yeah, that's usually a very big strong suit for them.
Now in the 57th minute, as Zane Love going to take his time to let some time continue to tick off here. And that's something that Southern Indiana can be certainly vigilant of, is the fact you have that 2-goal lead. You can milk some of the clock.
Yep, absolutely. Milk as much as it looks like we have a substitute here too, Kurt. So Zane Love taking some time off the clock.
This is Alex Kennedy going to be coming into the ball game here for Pre-College.
Great ball.
Pushed forward here now by Southern Indiana. McCloskey gets one on target that time and tipped up and out of play by Clothier.
Yeah, great to see Casey McCloskey getting in on the action. Good ball, good long ball. And then Casey McCloskey doing the rest, gets it to his right foot, tries to connect. Unfortunately, goalkeeper was there, makes a great stop.
And this will be the first corner kick of the game for Southern Indiana. They did not have a corner at all in that opening half.
Yeah, and if you're Southern Indiana, now is the time to take advantage on a set piece.
And now trying to get the ball to the corner here, Bezosa decides to put that right off the back end of Daiki Ozawa. And Ozawa letting Bezosa know about that as well. Sent up and in.
That ball was skied.
Header on target that time. On the follow-up, and it goes into the nets. And how about that one from Elias McLeod? Or no, that's Jack Kramer. Jack Kramer getting his first goal in a Southern Indiana uniform.
Fantastic finish. Luca Perrin heads it down off the corner. And Jake Kramer punches it home. Great finish there for Jake Kramer. Look at this. Luca Perrin skies it. And then Jake Kramer just punches it in. Excellent finish. 4-1 Teal. Jack Kramer. Sorry, my apologies. Jack Kramer. My apologies. Jack Kramer.
He's a new guy, don't worry.
Sorry, Jack. I apologize, sir. Fantastic finish for Jack.
In the 59th minute, Jack Kramer notching his first goal on a set piece, and it pays off for Southern Indiana. But, Brand, that's something that they really, really needed at this point in the game, even though they were up 2-1, or rather up 3-1, I should say. Pre-College was pretty much dominating every other part of the matchup.
Yeah, and now for the Teal, really, it's let's play with some more confidence. Let's get a little bit more upbeat. Let's push the ball forward more, maintain some possession. But really, that is absolutely what the Teal needed to see, is the ball going in the back of the net.
And also to have it come on a set piece as well, because even though Southern Indiana has been good in many, many facets, set pieces have been a little bit of a shaky point here so far this season for them.
Yep, absolutely, and it's really just taking advantage of it now.
"60 minutes have come and gone in this match. And now Pre-College, tasked with just trying to get one back again to stop the bleeding as much as they can. Love will push it over here to Hornback, with a little bit of help from Bezosa as well. In for the middle here for Pre-College. In the air, taken out of the sails of Pre-College off of that goal from Kramer.
Well, and really, Kurt, going back to Jack Kramer's goal, it was really watching Luca Perrin dominate in that space, and then to see Jack Kramer, right place, right time, punch it in. Just fantastic finish.
Of course, that was off of a second rebound after a header on target that time. Punched out and then rattled around, and then Kramer just in the right spot. McCloskey tries to keep that one in play, and it goes out of bounds for a goal kick for Pre-College. Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is a proud sponsor of SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Bezosa trying to feed it ahead to McCloskey that time and just out of his reach. The long throw from Clothier goes right into the chest of Bezosa. Hornback. Long ball to the side with Kramer, and now with McLeod. McLeod, one touch ahead from McCloskey. And Clothier is able to break that attack up. I will say this, Brant, we've seen a lot more off of the single touch for Southern Indiana than we have in recent matches.
Yeah, they've done a really good job playing the one-touch possession, and it's really worked for them, especially in the middle of the field.
Applying some pressure from behind there is McCloskey, and this will be a free kick for Pre-College deep in their own territory. Well, Pre-College DA, they have a little bit of a tough stretch coming up here, along with Southern Indiana, Inter Nashville, Lexington SC, and Paul DePay to close out the regular season. They only have one more home match, which is against Inter Nashville, coming up here next weekend. Hornback breaking up the attack that time. It goes out of play.
Yeah, great job by Brad Hornback getting across the field to break that ball up. Came screaming across the field to knock that ball out of bounds.
Long throw incoming here from Pre-College, as looks like we have a few substitutions for Pre-College. And just to give you a little bit of a clue into how things usually go around here at Southern Indiana, of course, there is Sean Walker. He's a Reds fan, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, we like to have fun here at Behind the Scenes here at ISC Sports Network. Of course, Sean Walker, our director, Elijah Mash, our cameraman on site, doing an excellent job as always.
Sean Walker, you're the man. Always a good time here in studio.
Of course. You just never know what's going to happen, both behind the camera as well as on the pitch. Stephen Waters coaching up his team here for Pre-College on the sideline as they, again, try to get one back here on Southern Indiana deep in the teal territory, but Bezosa able to get possession here. And the Teal trying to get organized. Kramer punches it ahead that time. Couldn't quite get it to McCloskey. Out of bounds it goes. Remaining schedule for Southern Indiana, as we alluded to earlier on, they only have 2 more home games. Do the Teal here for the spring season, of course not including the playoffs conversation. Next up, they go on the road to Jackson, Tennessee Boom on the 10th before coming back here on the 17th against Bowling Green. And then 2 road matches in a row against Kai Storms FC, which is a new club to the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference this spring season. Also, Midwest Hooligans, who are also new. They will be the one after that. And then finally, they close things out against Nashville FC at home here on the 14th of June. Here is a really good opportunity there for Southern Indiana, but the offside flag is up, and it's a ball back here to Pre-College.
Yeah, it was a great build-up from the Teal. Daiki Ozawa doing a lot of the work there, and then gets a beautiful ball to Casey McCloskey, unfortunately in the offside position, but great build-up there for the Teal.
Calderbank comes away with a steal here up top for Southern Indiana. Calderbank feels the pressure and is tripped out of bounds, and a free kick or a throw-in coming here. Either way, it is Southern Indiana ball. And there you hear the announcement. We weren't sure if we were going to see him tonight, but we are. We're introducing to you Corey Thomas, who is newly signed just this week by Southern Indiana FC. And for those of you Indiana Hoosiers fans watching who might think that's a very familiar name, he is in fact that Corey Thomas. Played 71 matches at IU. He is the first player from right here in Harrison County to play for Southern Indiana FC. How about that, Brant?
Yeah, that's an awesome stat. It's great to see Corey getting some action here for the Teal. Great to have him on Southern Indiana FC. It's going to be exciting to watch him. As a Hoosier fan myself, great to see Corey on the squad.
Scored 10 career goals in his 4 seasons at IU. And also holds every single record that you can think of at Corydon Central, where, believe it or not, Southern Indiana trains when they are not playing here at Green Valley.
Yeah, really a homecoming here for Corey, which is great to see. He's going to make a pretty big impact for the squad as well.
In fact, Coach Brad Hodder said that he heard about Corey Thomas and his availability from talking to Coach Yeagley at IU, whom, of course, Southern Indiana scrimmaged during the summer. And Coach Yeagley telling Coach Hodder, hey, this kid may be someone you look into. And Corey Thomas is just that person as he's on the pitch now for the first time.
Yeah, and you know, when Coach Yeagley recommends somebody,
you follow up on
you
it.
Pick up the phone.
He usually knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. So Coach Hodder absolutely jumped on it, and great to see Corey here.
So we'll see how he pans out here in a teal uniform. He is playing that right mid position here in the midfield right now for the Teal. Pre-College feeling the pressure here on the back line from, again, this attacking trifecta of Brown, McCloskey, and Clegg. And that's, you mentioned it earlier, Brant, that attacking three right there, that's a pretty intimidating front line for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, they're quick, they're speedy, they put on the pressure, they're not afraid to take you on, and they'll take advantage of opportunities and create them as well. They'll make you make mistakes.
They will complicate the game.
They'll complicate the game. Absolutely.
One of your three
right.
McCoskey keys to the match from earlier on today. So waiting for a throw in here as we have a a stoppage in play here at the moment. Another substitution here for Southern Indiana. Nathan Egan is coming on here in the final 20 minutes. Egan has not had a whole lot of playing time here on the pitch so far this season, so it'll be good to see what he can do here from one of these attacking forward positions.
Yeah, it looked like the one that was subbed off was Nathan Brown, and Nathan Brown, again, Mr. Consistent up top, getting the finish on one. A fantastic match for Nathan Brown.
His goal coming in the 25th minute back in the first half. Lobbed forward, and a touch in the wrong direction there from Calderbank. It was maybe just behind him was that long ball. Still an excellent pass forward that time from the midfield.
Yeah, it looked like Jake tried to volley it from it being in the air, and just the ball was played behind him, just didn't get a good angle on it.
Well, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round. Perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, beauty and durability in one. There you get a look at the coaching staff here for Southern Indiana. Brad Hodder wearing the cap, and to his left is Nick Sturrett, who, of course, carried the team through the back half of the fall season during a interesting time, to say the least, for the club. But nevertheless, Coach Sturrett does an excellent job as a helping hand for Coach Brad Hodder during that transition, and it has certainly been noticeable for the work that he does as well.
Yeah, he's really Coach Hodder's right-hand man, and Coach Sturrett did a fantastic job there to end the fall season, helping lead the team to the regular season title as well as the tournament title. So, yeah, Coach Sturrett, fantastic job. Loves what he does and loves being part of the squad.
Coach Sturrett, the former women's assistant at Louisville and Oregon State before coming back here for his career here at Southern Indiana. And Alan Bezosa, a little bit gimpy coming up here as he's going to walk off the pitch, it appears. Putting in some solid work tonight, did Bezosa. And we'll see who Coach Hodder decides to go to. He's already subbed off 3 players. And so we'll have a new one coming on here. And I believe we will be seeing Saleh Akuchi coming off the bench here for Southern Indiana. Of course, Saleh, a carryover from the fall from last season, a native of Tanzania, moved to Kentucky in 2017 and attended Iroquois High School in Louisville. So a hometown boy for him, and now he gets some action here late in this contest. Calderbank in the middle. And you have to say this about Saleh Akuchi in particular here, Brant. He has he's been very, very good in late game situations like this and bringing some fresh legs in particular for Coach Hodder. He's a good go-to guy in these types of situations.
Yeah, Akuchi's really played some crucial, impactful minutes for the Teal this season. He's come in, like you said, in those late minute situations, late game situations. He's been a great presence for the team in those situations, and he's done a really great job for the Teal so far this season.
A little bit of pressure being applied here by Pre-College as Zane Love punches this one back into the middle, and Clegg may be able to track this one down, but just punched forward there by the back line of Pre-College. Clothier back into the middle, a tough ball taken in here in the midfield. And that ball just staying in play. Tracking it down is Kramer that time. Here comes McLeod. Back to Akuchi. McLeod again in the middle. Outside to Hornbeck. 2 touches in the middle that time by Clegg as he tries to push forward to Egan. And stolen away by Pre-College. Perrin, wise with the ball as he is. And back outside, this is Corey Thomas with the ball now. And back with Perrin again. Perrin, long forward. Onside here is McCloskey. McCloskey into the area. Tries to get it to the outside post, and he puts it in! Casey McCloskey with another one. His 4th goal of the year.
Casey McCloskey, great finish, but Luca Perrin, the long ball, sends it forward. Casey McCloskey does the rest himself, punches it into the far corner. Great finish for Casey McCloskey. 5-1 Teal. Looking good, Kurt.
Consistency is the name of the game for this front three for Southern Indiana.
Absolutely.
And Casey McCloskey not getting the start tonight, but coming in relief. And he makes his impact known as he gets his 4th goal of the season. And that makes it 5-1 here late in this contest.
Yep, he does a fantastic job. Does a little step over, gets the ball to his right, beats the defender, punches it past the keeper. 5-1 Teal, 76th minute. Great ball in by Luca Perrin, too. That long ball was fantastic.
McCloskey, the D3 MVP in the national title match for St. Olaf versus Amherst a couple of years ago before he played his D1 college ball at Charlotte, where he played 68 matches and scored 25 goals in 3 seasons at St. Olaf. So he knows how to score, and he does it right there.
Yeah, he's a great striker, great finisher, great experience as well on the college level. He has the experience and great goal scorer.
So the goal differential being padded as we speak, as that now puts them at about 21 so far on the season for goal differential. And it keeps on going up as Southern Indiana keeps bolstering and consolidating their lead here in the Kentucky-Tennessee Conference.
Yeah, about 13 minutes to go here in regulation, Kurt. Still plenty of time to add to it, but now it's being smart if you're Southern Indiana FC.
And another substitution here for Southern Indiana. Michael Owusu comes on in relief of Brad Hornback, whose night is done. Hornback turning in some excellent minutes on that back line, as he always does.
Yeah, another strong showing there for Brad Hornback here tonight for the Teal. He was all over that back line for the Teal. He was up and down the field. Great match for Brad.
Well, Coach Hodder said for pre-college that you can't just play soccer against this pre-college squad, and that's certainly been put to the test here for Southern Indiana despite this 5-1 lead.
Yeah, really. Pre-college DA is they are a strong squad. They're very athletic. They're very fast. They can shake it up. They can mix it up. So it's been fun to watch. But Southern Indiana FC, they've handled their business here tonight with still plenty of time left to go.
Sliding clearance there by Nathan Egan. McLeod off the feed here from Perrin. Corey Thomas moving the ball forward here for Southern Indiana. Fed into the middle. Here is Akuchi. Egan works into the penalty area. Lots of pressure he's being applied to here now as pre-college able to come away with the steal only for a moment as Akuchi is there to get it back.
Yeah, great job there by Akuchi to win the ball back.
Egan right down the middle. Cleared out here by pre-college. Also another change in the lineup here for Southern Indiana. Taylor Aaron now playing that center striker position. He's already scored 2 goals on the season so far, but his time on the field has been a little bit limited here over the last 4 matches.
Yeah, Taylor Aaron, when he's on the field, he knows how to show out. He's also a great player that can score.
Dykey gets caught up in a little traffic there just off the 18, and SIFC turns the ball over. And a quick free kick here for pre-college. Zion Ash standing over the ball, playing that center back spot all game long. Long pass, bounces right to the feet of Zane Love. Thomas unloads the ball back into the pre-college zone. And Calderbank just touches that one. They're going to say that was off of pre-college. 10 minutes left to play here in this contest. And just kept in play there by Nathan Egan, but it's touched out of bounds. And actually, it's going to be a free kick coming up here, as it looked like Jake Calderbank took a pretty heavy shot there from one of the pre-college players.
Yeah, as Jake Calderbank played the ball forward, he got kicked pretty hard and spun down.
Corey Thomas applying some pressure. McLeod working with Thomas again. And Thomas will send it back here to the feet of Perrin, where they'll regroup. This is McLeod working the far sideline. And back to the middle here. That's McCloskey, who was tripped up. And now here is Akuchi. Akuchi avoids the slide tackle. Cleared back into the middle to McLeod.
Yeah, good switch.
Thomas with some help from McLeod. And you see the umbrellas going up in the stands as a late rainfall begins to make things a little slick here on this artificial turf at Green Valley. Sent in here by Owusu. And now pre-college trying to keep possession here over the final 8 minutes or so. Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dog, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. And there is a foul in the penalty area, and this is going to be a penalty kick for Southern Indiana as time continues to wind down here in this match.
Yeah, great pressure here from Casey McCloskey. Tries to win the ball back and just gets taken out as he wins back possession. So great opportunity here for the Teal from the penalty spot.
And now it's decision time on who will be doing the honors here for this PK. And I guess who else than Jake Calderbank?
Why not Jake Calderbank?
He scored 6 PKs last season, so
absolutely.
Maybe he can get another one here. He already has a goal today, one from the field, his first from the field.
Low to the corner with pace, Kurt. Low to the corner with pace.
That's what we always expect from Mr. McCoskey. Penalty kicks have been a little bit of a struggle, though, this season for Southern Indiana. Calderbank facing off with Clothier. Calderbank, score! Jake Calderbank, his second goal of the game, makes it 6-1, and SIFC pulls away even further.
Jake Calderbank from the penalty spot makes it look easy, runs up to the ball, just gives it a nice little light tap, little chip into the corner, has the keeper beat, keeper guesses wrong. Is it 6-1, 5-1?
It is 6-1.
6-1, Southern Indiana FC. Jake Calderbank, his second goal of the match.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we have to check the score because of how far away it just might be getting, and Southern Indiana making it even further here for pre-college. A 5-goal lead as we approach the final 5 minutes. That goal brought to you by Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. For over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision has been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers. With certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville, they'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook.
Jake Calderbank, Mr. Consistent from the penalty spot, strikes again.
His 7th penalty kick goal in his last 8 shots from the penalty spot. He has certainly been reliable in that regard. The rain really starting to fall now here in New Albany. And Brant, you've talked about it before. Playing in the rain on turf can certainly make things a little challenging.
Yeah, that ball is really going to be, you play it with a little bit of pace, it is going to skip, it is going to bounce funny. You're going to have a lot less grip. It can get a little ugly, a little complicated, a little messy when that rain starts to hit the turf, and it's coming down pretty hard there on the field right now, Kurt.
Well, if you're taking the match to the Apex, well, certainly keeping the energy high with Apex Energy. Rather, Apex Music, I should say, is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to uncomfortable events, or to unforgettable events, I should say. I'm having a hard time with this one. Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at apexmusiclou.com. That is apexmusiclou.com. I took that one to the Apex, certainly. 86 minutes have come and gone in this one. To be fair, it's also a late night. 8 o'clock kickoff here for this one. Derby Day in particular. So it has certainly been a busy day in the Louisville metro area, and a great way to cap off a busy day throughout this area with Derby Day with some soccer here in New Albany.
Absolutely. Great day in the Louisville metro area. A nice little 6-1 lead here for the Teal of Southern Indiana FC.
Jake Calderbank coughs the ball up here for Pre-College, who certainly need to take advantage of any opportunity they can have at this point in the match as we get closer to the 90-minute mark. Broken up there by Corey Thomas. And Brant, going forward, we're seeing a lot of different players here in this late stage of the game. It'll be interesting to see who might get more playing time here as the regular season goes on, especially bringing in new players like Corey Thomas.
Right, and this is a great time for Coach Brad Hodder and Coach Nick Sturrett to really evaluate these players, getting them some playing time later in these matches, getting them some good run, seeing what they can do with the ball at their feet, see what kind of opportunities they're creating for their teammates. Really just what can they do with possession? Can they push the ball up the field? Are they defending well? Are they helping back on defense really is key for these coaches to evaluate as well. So what they're doing with the opportunity that they're given to showcase what they have.
And then also bringing in new players may bring in new opportunities that you may not have had even before.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Jack Kramer, what he's done so far in the match tonight, Corey Thomas getting some run, really just seeing what they've got as the two newest players for this team.
Southern Indiana getting organized again here. Shot on goal just over the crossbar that time, off the foot there of Taylor Aaron. And Taylor Aaron, more of a longer, lanky player, but certainly quick with the feet from that striker spot.
Yeah, he's a bigger body up top. Great with the ball at his feet. Can create opportunities with his head as well. But, unfortunately, was just a little awry on that one.
Pre-College getting a little bit of ball movement here in front of the SIFC goal as Zane Love will let this one fall and take things down. And we may have had a change here late in the game as well that we did not see. Caden Farrar getting some time here in front of the net here for Southern Indiana. And when you talk about Caden, you think back to that Bowling Green matchup last year where he was really stellar.
Yeah, he had a fantastic match against Bowling Green. Anytime he has stepped in for the Teal, he's had a great showing, which is awesome to see. Great to see Caden getting some run for the Teal here tonight.
We are in stoppage time, which is brought to you by Outcast Fish and Oyster Bar. Get ready to seafood differently, where Outcast Fish and Oyster Bar is bringing fresh coastal flavors to Southern Indiana, from oysters on the half shell to cocktails that taste like a vacation. Come find out why Outcast is anything but ordinary. Visit ocfishandoysterbar.com to book your table today. Approaching minute number 1 here of stoppage time. Southern Indiana with the victory and the extra 3 points in their grasp as they get ready to move things forward and take on Jackson Tennessee Boom here in just a week's time.
And yeah, Kurt, like we've talked about throughout the match, the 3 points are going to be fantastic, but really it's making sure that they're taking advantage of that goal differential, which they've added some extra padding to here tonight.
A whistle and a foul here from Southern Indiana as the pre-college defender is on the ground. Southern Indiana poised to move now to 6-0 on the season. In fact, we did the math just before the match here, Brant. With the result here tonight, this will be Southern Indiana's 19th victory in their last 21 matches going back to the fall season.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stat. 19 wins. That's about being consistent. That's being just knowing exactly where you need to be on the pitch. The coaching, from the coaching staff, the top of the organization to the very last player on the bench, everybody's bought in, and nothing but consistency.
Of course, that's including the playoff loss to Soda City FC at the end of the fall season, as well as their loss to Lexington SC, their championship side in the U.S. Open Cup. Other than that, it has been nothing but smooth sailing against conference opponents as well as UPSL opponents. In fact, that's the thing to note as well. Southern Indiana undefeated against conference opponents going back to the spring of last year.
Yes, which is fantastic. It just speaks volumes for what this organization is doing, Kurt.
Short whistle. And a quick free kick here for Southern Indiana, or rather pre-college, I should say, as we await the final whistle. And there is the final whistle. The win and the 3 points in hand here for Southern Indiana, as your final score reads 6-1. The Teal knocking off pre-college DA in dominant fashion here this evening, though, Brant, it didn't come without a few tests in the middle of it, though.
Yeah, they were tested a little bit, but really from the start to the finish, the Teal really had this one in hand. Yes, it was a little sketchy there at halftime and to start the second half, but they really bounced back, put a few great goals in the back of the net. Dykey getting one, Jake Calderbank getting one from the field is excellent. Jack Kramer getting his first in a Teal uniform as well, which is great to see. And, of course, Nate Brown, Casey McCloskey getting on the score sheet. Fantastic to see. So, great match all in all for the Teal.
And so Southern Indiana will take this win going up against Jackson Tennessee Boom on the road here in just a week's time. That is 6 wins in a row after their U.S. Open Cup loss to Lexington SC back on March 19th. Brent McCoskey, a pleasure tonight, my friend.
Always a pleasure, Kurt.
Final score again in this one, 6-1, Southern Indiana FC knocking off pre-college DA. Again, thanks to Brant McCoskey, Sean Walker, and Elijah Mash on the camera as well. I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. Today's game has been brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, transparent. You've been watching Southern Indiana Soccer here on the IFC Sports Network. So long, everybody.